Welcome back! Today we are going to continue our exploration of Piggy's character in William Golding's Lord of the Flies. In this lesson we will be focusing on Piggy's vulnerability. Today we will explore the character of Piggy from William Golding's Lord of the Flies, focusing specifically on how Golding portrays him as one of the most vulnerable characters in the novel. We will examine how Piggy's multifaceted vulnerabilities, be they physical or social, contrast as he is bullied by the brute force of the other boys. We will also take a look at Golding's employment of Piggy's name and how this feeds into his vulnerability. This dynamic tragically culminates in Piggy's death, highlighting the reprehensible nature of preying upon the weak. Through our analysis, we'll gain a deeper understanding of how Piggy's vulnerability and untimely demise expose the cruel and opportunistic tendencies lurking within humanity's primal instincts. Let's begin. One aspect of Piggy's vulnerability is in his physical weaknesses, which is made apparent at the very start of the novel.
That's right. Can't catch my breath. I was the only boy in our school that had asthma, and I've been wearing specs since I was 3.
Though his asthma is something that makes him unique back home, and therefore special, something he takes pride in, on the island it is one of many physical weaknesses that render Piggy particularly vulnerable to external threats. He is characterized as sickly, impaired breathing, impaired sight, and unhealthily overweight. Therefore, despite his intelligence, Golding presents the boys as viewing Piggy as somewhat of a liability to the goal of collective survival. Another aspect of Piggy's vulnerability is of a social nature. Piggy faces an unparalleled amount of abuse and prejudicial bullying, which undermines his legitimate intelligence and logical insights. This is epitomized when Jack audaciously retorts,
"Who cares what you believe, fatty?"
Jack exploits Piggy's overweight appearance in order to discredit him socially amongst the other boys on the island. This insult is not merely a jab at Piggy's physical appearance, but a direct assault on his intellectual credibility. At a deeper level, Jack is advocating for an equivalencing of external appearances and physicalities with competency. In other words, Jack is suggesting that because Piggy is overweight, therefore his ideas, beliefs, and insights are automatically less valid or valuable. This is a clear exploitation of Piggy's vulnerability, and a stark demonstration of how the basest instincts of humanity can manifest in cruelty and prejudice. Finally, it's vital to acknowledge the significance of Golding's choice to name one of his characters Piggy. The correlation established between the pigs on the island and the character Piggy symbolizes the vulnerability and fated desolation of both parties. A quote that encapsulates this comparison is taken from a conversation between Piggy and the little uns in Chapter 5.
Of course there isn't a beast in the forest. How could there be? What would a beast eat?
Pig! We eat pig. Piggy!
At first glance, this exchange might appear innocent, however, a deeper understanding of the narrative exposes the eerie foreshadowing within. The little uns unintentionally divulge a double entendre, suggesting that the boys are the true beast in the forest. The excited exclamation of "Piggy!" at the end of the dialogue could be viewed as a premonition of Piggy's unfortunate end, making him a direct victim of the boys' beastly instincts. Therefore, Golding uses the character of Piggy to mirror the hunted pigs on the island, both equally helpless, symbolizing the dark portrayal of human nature when stripped of societal constraints. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson, students. We examined Piggy's character in Lord of the Flies, focusing on his vulnerabilities and how they contrast with the brute force of the other boys. We discussed Piggy's physical weaknesses, including his asthma and poor vision, which make him a liability for survival. We also explored the social abuse he faces, particularly from Jack, which undermines his intelligence and contributions. Lastly, we highlighted the symbolic significance of his name, foreshadowing his tragic fate and mirroring the hunted pigs on the island. Through Piggy's vulnerabilities and ultimate demise, Golding exposes the cruel and opportunistic tendencies within human nature when societal constraints are removed. Keep revising this lesson and see you next time.